Hey everyone, welcome to the Mind of Ro page. Today I'm going to talk about candle magic. Ooh! But before I get started, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mind of Ro and hit that notification bell so you could be notified every single time I have more magic and love to share with you. So let's get into candle magic. Why do we light candles? And what does each candle represent? So it's not just subliminal, it is partially subliminal, but it also has to do with the energy of the candles, and a lot of people don't know this, but the candle is a way to be able to get communication from the other side, so you know what your requests are going through, as in if you were to make a request to a specific being, they could communicate with you back in regards to your request by the way the candle is burning. So we're about to talk about that. I'm going to give you some information on which candles to burn for what, and what are the best candles to use for which Orishas and which Neteru. So let's get started. So white is the most common candle that you will see on people's altars. The white candle is actually best to burn to contact your ancestors. They're best for purification, and they're also best for cleansing. So red candles are best to foster love, as in you're trying to manifest more love into your life, or you're trying to manifest love into somebody else's life. You would use a red candle. It's also good for your sex life and good for health, because red represents blood and also your heart, so heart health. Used to conquer your fears and also to protect you from witchcraft. Now, when I say witchcraft, it doesn't have to be literally somebody's a witch and they're trying to send bad energy or bad spirits after you. What I mean is protect you from negative energy that people can mentally or energetically send to you, even if they're not mindful of it. As in kind of like mind fucking you and you don't want them to mind fuck you no more, stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be literally somebody doing witchcraft or any kind of negative voodoo, any kind of energy against you, anything like that. What it basically means is just negative vibes being thrown at you. I'm sure you've heard of energy vampires, people who like to steal your energy or throw negative energy at you or bring that energy in your life and you don't want it. Therefore, red candles are great to protect you from those type of energies that are coming from other people. Pink is good for achieving success and affection, good for friendships as well, playfulness. Yellow is good to make your dreams and desires to come true. If you have any goals and ambitions that you want to manifest into your life, yellow is going to be a great candle to work with. Orange is to make you attractive to other people. Black is used primarily to destroy your enemies, not necessarily always destroy, but to be able to protect yourself from enemies. I know a lot of people don't like the word enemies because it's like, oh, an enemy is an illusion, blah, blah, blah. Enemy is not an illusion, according to a New Age movement. Enemies are basically people who are getting in the way of your success, getting in the way of your enlightenment, getting in the way of you being able to manifest the best life and the best self for yourself. The people who try to stop you from doing that, whether they're mindful of it or not, those are your enemies. And so when I say black candles are primarily used to destroy your enemies, it's basically to be able to keep those people away from you and to block their energy from interrupting yours. Blue is used to create peace and harmony within your home. You could do a dark blue or light blue, but know that all the colors have energy. Therefore, light blue, if you think about the energy of light blue versus dark blue, harmony usually would come from a light blue candle. Brown is used for financial difficulties to attract money and happiness and success, because brown is the color of earth. Therefore, this has to do with a lot of dealing with earthly human aspects within our life. I know a lot of people want to ascend beyond this planet, but know if you're here, you are still here as a human. Therefore, there's ways to work with situations in your life in this physical realm, as in money, bills, etc. And the brown candles are best to deal with those type of situations. Green is to attract money, work, and matrimony, as in success in jobs and whatnot. And of course, money is green. Therefore, green candles are the best candles to work with when you're trying to manifest money into your life or manifest a good job or hold your job or anything like that. Purple is to break up jinxed conditions, as in something keeps repeatedly happening in your life and it's bad juju energy and you want to get rid of that energy. That's basically what that means. And also for the power of control over other people. I know that sounds kind of wicked. I don't like that kind of concept, but that is what purple means. Usually purple is not to, I hope that you're a good person and you don't use purple candles to try to control and manipulate people to be narcissistic. There are spiritual narcissistic people out there, and people can use the purple candles for that. But I hope if you're following me, you are not those type of people, because purple could also be used as a way to control other people who are trying to harm you, as in get them away from you, as in trying to convince them through the ether to do something else other than being in your way. So if you do control people, that would be a good purpose to do it, is basically to protect you and your happiness and your energy. Gold is to bring money, luck, financial success, because gold is obviously gold. Of course, a lot of gold always represents wealth and stuff like that. So gold will be a great way if you want to attract riches into your life, success. And I mean more success as in little money, but more like big money. Then gold is going to be the best way to do that, to attract more abundance in physical aspects, as in materialistic things like cars, homes, stuff like that. I hope you're not a materialistic person, but we do believe in manifesting our goals to be in abundance. So hopefully you could find a happy balance between abundance and not greed. But gold is a good color candle to manifest more of a physical success in your life, as in more things, but just don't depend on your happiness on it. I hope not. Gray is to remove evil and negative influences. So basically gray kind of works the same way black candles do. If you feel like you have any people who are around you who are this really dark, negative people, gray candles are a great candle to work with, to kind of keep those people away from you, to protect you from that type of energy. And misunderstanding or negative influencing people who are just around you, and then you realize they're negative influences, and for some reason within your power you feel like you physically can't push them away. Therefore you could use gray candle magic to try to get these people away from you. And know that the intention you set when lighting these candles is always a must. So all those things that I just listened to just now, you always want to set your intentions before lighting the candle. And then the purpose of the candle is, by the time the candle is done being lit, the work should be done by then. The candles that you're looking at right now, or I have 3 different candles. I have the tea light, which is the most cheapest, fastest way you could get a candle, but you typically want to use 7-day candles, which is this candle right here, these tall ones right here that I'm pointing at. It's a typical candle. Usually if you're having kind of a major request or some work that you want done, you typically want to get the 7-day candles, because usually if you have a big request, it's going to take more than a minute or two, or a few minutes, or within 30 minutes, as in like these little candles right here, the tea light ones tend to only burn way less than an hour. So if you have a large request, like if you want somebody to be saved from a situation, or you want some energy to be cut off of your light, or cut off out of your life, you typically want to use a candle that is this size right here, the 7-day candles. And this is why you see a lot of people who practice stuff like this, and why they always have candles at that size, because you want to give whatever being that you're speaking to the time to be able to work on that for you as well. So no, a lot of times people set their intentions and light their candles. Yes, that works awesome if you have a lot of ashe, but you know what works way more awesome if you learn exactly which beings to work with in regards to which requests that you have. If you have been following me already, I already have been sharing multiple videos on which Orishas and which Neteru to work with in regards to specific requests. Because a lot of times if you have a request, the energy of the request that you have in regards to healing any health issues, relationship issues, job issues, stuff like that, is usually dedicated to a specific Orisha or to a specific Neteru. So if you practice African spirituality, it is best to know which Orisha, which Neteru to work with in regards to any of the work that you're asking to be done. And if you would like to know exactly which one to work with for which purpose, please subscribe to my channel. I have all the names of the Neteru and the Orishas and describe them in more depth in all my other videos. I'm not going to go into depth with all of them now because that would take forever. I would be here for 10 hours explaining that. But I am about to right now list the Orishas and Neteru and which color candles to work with for each one. And so go ahead and get a paper and pen and get ready. I'm about to teach you a little something, and because it's going to be hard for you to remember off the top of your head. And therefore, if you write some of these names down, you could just go to my YouTube channel and look up those specific Orishas or Neteru, so you know exactly what their energy is like and what kind of work they could do for you. So let's move on. So for your ancestors, or what we like to call Agun or Agungun, is the best candle to work with your ancestors is you always want to use white. You never want to use other colors for your ancestors. And the reason why you do not want to use other colors is because white is the most ascending color candle that you could work with. And when you speak to your ancestors, you always want your ancestors' energy to be ascending. And not only are you helping them ascend when you light white candles for them, you're also helping yourself ascend as well, because they live through you, through your ancestry line. They are your blood, they are your bones. Their spirit is around you constantly. Therefore, always use white candles when you're working with your ancestors. So if you need any healing in regards to maybe you have some bad habits that you got from your ancestry line and you want to do some work with your ancestors and you need some healing in regards to bad habits within you that you know that you've picked up on, it is best to work with your ancestors, and white candles should always be used with your ancestors. Do not use any other candles. Always use white candles at your altar for your ancestors. If you would like some more information on how to set an altar up for your ancestors, go to my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel, or I have a YouTube video on that, and I'm explaining how to work with your ancestors. So white candles are always best for your ancestors. Obatala, who brings peace and justice as well. She is the Orisha of the white cloth. And the best color to use for Obatala is always white, because he is the Orisha of the white cloth. Therefore, if you work with Obatala, always use a white candle. And like I said earlier, I'm going to name a whole lot of Orishas and Neteru here in a second. If any of the names, if you have any questions on who they are and what they're good for, please subscribe to my channel so you can have a little more information about them. So Orunmila, you could use white candles, or you could use yellow and green. If you use yellow and green, make sure you use yellow and green, not yellow or green. And if you don't want to use two candles for Orunmila, then it's best to just use just a white candle. And be sure to mix your intentions in with the candle color as well. So if you light a specific white candle and then you invoke Obatala, you could kind of see why that candle would work best for Obatala, because of what I just described earlier on what the white candle represents. So you'll notice a pattern here when I'm speaking about the colors of the candles and how they match the Orishas and the Neteru. You'll start to see a pattern on why, because of the energy that these beings hold within them as well. So moving on. Ogun, you could use green or you could use red. Oh, before I move on, Orunmila is good for intuition, by the way. If you want to light anything, if you need any help in intuition, Orunmila is going to be the best one. So Ogun is good for motivation, strength, and that type of energy. He has a lot of warrior energy. If you're looking for something like that, Ogun, the best color to work with for him is going to be red or green. Red is more of an aggressive kind of energy, so if you want to do any aggressive work, then you're going to use red. If you need something in regards to success and you need some help in success in your job or your career or your business life, green is going to be the best color to work with in regards to making offers to or working with Ogun. Red and white is always used for Shango. If you light any candles for Shango, do not just light a white one and do not just light a red one. Always light a red and white one for Shango. Shango will bring you leadership skills and a very strong sense of security and stability. He is a king Orisha. He has a lot of king energy. Therefore, if that's the type of energy or situation you need to work on, also in regards to any injustice system, as in the court system, law system, stuff like that. If you need any work in regards to that, then this is the Orisha you want to speak to. Or if you need any energy work within yourself that has to do with that, and you need some kind of strength to be able to cope or get through it better, or get advice, then Shango is going to be the best one to contact, and his candles are going to always be red and white. And let me repeat, like I said earlier, do not just light just a red one or just a white one. If you do light candles for Shango, always light a red and white one together. Next is Eshu, and Eshu is great for good communication if you need some communication skills to be cleared up, or if you are going through a confusing situation and you need some more clarity. Eshu is going to be the best Orisha to work with, and his candles are red and black. You could choose either red or black. It depends on the attention you have. Just like I always said earlier, just know what the energy of the candle red has and what the energy of the candle black has, because Eshu is a warrior spirit and he can actually protect you from situations as well. So it depends on your situation. You could light him a red and black candle, or one or the other. You don't have to necessarily light both. It's not like Shango where you have to do both. With Eshu, you could either light just a black one or a red one, depending on your intentions. Oshun is yellow. Oshun will bring you a lot of playful energy. She's great for helping you with relationships. She's great for helping you with creativity. If you feel like you're having a lot of blockages in your creativity, if you're feeling stagnant, if you're feeling like your sexuality or sensuality is kind of low libido in men, Oshun is the best being to speak to and the best energy to work with in regards to also fertility issues in both women and men. So if you have any of those issues, if you need some work like that done for you or other people, of course, you could do this work for other people as well. Oshun, and the best candle to work with for her is going to be yellow. Yemaya is blue and white. You don't have to light a blue and white candle. You could do either or. She does represent the colors of the waves, which is blue and white. So Yemaya has a lot of motherly energy. So if you have any situations, negative situations with your mother or anybody who is a motherly figure in your life, this is the best being or the best Orisha to work with. So candles that are white and blue are going to be the best candles to work with in regards to Yemaya or Yemoja, depending on what background you're coming from. Oya, best color to work with for her is going to be purple or rainbow colors. If you do rainbow colors, make sure you have multiple candles on the table when you do work with Oya. If you would like to speak to beings like the Orishas or like the Neteru or Loa, and you're having trouble contacting any of the beings, Oya is the best being to contact to be able to communicate with the other side. Oya also has to do with a lot of chaos. So if you have a lot of chaos going on in your life and you need that chaos to slow down and calm down, Oya is going to be the best Orisha to work with. She will be very forgiving if you light her purple candles or candles that are the colors of the rainbow. Osain, the best colors to light for Osain is going to be white or green or brown, any earthy type of colors, typically usually a lot of green, because Osain has to do with, he is the Orisha of the forest. Therefore, if you need any healing and you need some wisdom or knowledge on herbalism for not only yourself but for other people, Osain is going to be the best Orisha to work with. So white, green, and brown is best for Osain. Ochosi is good. You could light white or blue. or black if you're trying to do some protection work with Ochosi. Ochosi, he helps you, or she, depending on which background you're coming from, he or she will help you get on the straight path, as in if everybody here has a higher purpose. So if you want to get to your higher purpose without dealing with a whole bunch of roadblocks on the way there, and you feel like this stuff keeps happening and getting in your way, Ochosi is going to be the best Orisa to work with to be able to get those blockages out of the way. But please know, if you work with Ochosi, it's very typical to work with Ogun as well. Ogun also helps cut those blockages out of the way, and Ochosi is known to be the one to shoot you through the straight path. So it is wise that every single time you do work with Ogun or Ochosi, make sure you work with them together if you want the work to work much better. So Ochosi's colors, like I said, are going to be the best colors to work with. They're going to be either white, blue, or black, depending on what your intentions are. And my advice to you is, if you do need any work from Ochosi or Ogun, be sure to make offers to both. They always eat together. They always work together. They're the homies. They're best friends. So just know, if you work with one, make sure that you get a little more knowledge on the other one. That way you know exactly better of what you're doing and what you're aiming for. Because Ochosi shoot you through, you need Ogun to chop those blockages down for you as well. So those are the Orishas. So I'm going to move on to the Neteru, which are the Egyptian gods. So I'm sure I have a lot of Kemetic people who are following me. So I'm going to give you some colors to work with the Kemetic deities, or in other words, the Neteru. So the Neter Asar, or in other words, Osiris, the best color to work with for him is going to be white. And he actually is basically Obatala in the Kemetic version. So Asar is a great netter to speak to in regards to bringing yourself together, as in if you feel like you're spread out in life, it's a little too much and things just aren't going right, or if you have a lot of separation from loved ones, family, friends, and stuff like that, a lot of relationship issues, Asar is going to be the best being to work with. So if you would like to work with Asar, always light Asar, or in other words, aka Osiris, a white candle. Tahuti, also known as Thoth, the nectar of wisdom, divinity. He is basically Orunmila and Ifa. So Orunmila and Tahuti are basically like the same deity, the same type of energy. So if you are actually needing more information on how the universe works, if you need more information on anything, even something just math or science or just basically universal law and information like that, and you feel like maybe your third eye is a little closed and you would like to have a more higher understanding of what's not only going on within your life, but what is going on within the planet and the universe, Tahuti, aka Thoth, is going to be the best being to work with. And the color candles you would like to work with him are going to be light blue and white. Hirokuti is basically Ogun. So same energy as Ogun. Hirokuti in ancient Kemet is the Ogun netter, basically. And he is the same concept, as in he will fight wars so you don't have to fight anymore. Basically what it is he helps chop down any blockages that's getting in your way, any chaos or problems from other people and just life issues in general that's getting in the way of your success. Basically, that's what Hirokuti does. He is an enforcer of the laws of Ma'at. I'm sure if you follow my page, or if you are Kemetic or like to follow Kemetic, or as in ancient Egyptian wisdom, Ma'at is the one who wrote the laws that we should be following in the universe, basically to be able to ascend beyond whatever illusion that we are in currently. So Hirokuti is basically works for Ma'at. I'm putting everything in a nutshell. Of course, there's way more to it, but I'm just going to say everything in a nutshell. So Hirokuti is who fights for Ma'at and fights to make sure to keep order. So therefore, that's who Hirokuti is. as in he could help protect you and keep order in your life as well, to keep chaos away from you. So if you like to work with Hirokuti and you need some of that work done within your life, the best candle to light for Hirokuti is going to be red. Heru, aka Horus. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Horus. He's very, very popular. His original name is Heru. If you would like to work with Heru, he is just like Shango. He is basically the ascended version of Shango in African spirituality. So if you would like to work with Heru, always light a red and white candle, just like how I said earlier with Shango. Same exact rules. Do not just light just a red candle, and do not just light just a white candle. I have learned the hard way, because every single time I've tried to light just a red candle for Heru, he always puts it out, because red represents Lower Egypt while white represents higher. Therefore, he does not like it if you only light one candle. So always, if you do work with Heru, aka Horus, always light a red and white candle together, equally sized, for Heru to show respect for the aspects that he represents, as in the lower and higher Egypt, or the lower and higher version of the universe, and yourself as well. So Heru represents the warrior spirit, not only within yourself, but also within the universe. Heru is the being that actually helps balance the concept of war and peace. He is the one who fights for the balance. He is the warrior. He is the one that fights for it. So therefore, if you need more balance within yourself, and you need more energy and strength to be able to fight for your right, fight for your higher calling, and fight for the balance for within your life, Heru is going to be the best Neteru to work with. So if you would like to work with Heru, make sure you always light both a red and white candle. Het-Heru is just like Oshun. She brings you healing. She is one of the major healing Neterus. She is also known as the Lady of Turquoise. Therefore, if you ever do any work with Het-Heru, the best candle to light for her is going to be turquoise. Turquoise can be kind of hard to find, so white candles can also work really good for Het-Heru if you cannot find a turquoise candle. So she is good for healing. If you have any emotional wounds that's going on and you need that to be healed, and you need things like that to be released from you so you could be a happier, more playful, energetic, creative person, Het-Heru is the best Neteru to work with. She is very loving, peaceful, nursing like of being. So the best candle to work with for Het-Heru healing is going to be turquoise or white. Set, aka Isis, very popular name. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Isis. If you would like to work with Isis, the colors white and light blue are the best colors to work with. I'm sure you noticed, a lot of the ascended beings I'm about to list work with a lot of the colors white and light blue. So Isis is actually, or Set is actually equivalent to Yemaya or Yemoja, depending on which background you come from, because like I said earlier, Yemaya is a very loving, motherly energy. Therefore, if you have any situations with females in your life, fighting, bickering, stuff like that from anybody who has feminine energy, you don't technically have to be a guy, because there are women who have to deal with other toxic women as well. Therefore, if you are having a lot of issues with feminine energy in your life, this means you need to please the mother energy. So if you need any healing within your life in regards to feminine energy in your life, the best Neteru to work with is going to be Set or Isis. She also helps you with depression. If you are depressed from any situation and you need some ascension within your soul to help lift the depression and darkness away from you, Set is going to be the best one to work with. So yes, light Set a blue or white candle depending on your intentions if you need healing in that. Next is Sobeck. Sobeck's candles are red and or black, depending on what your intentions are. Sobeck has to do with a lot of chaos and fear. So if you have a lot of chaos and fear going on in your life and you need that to lift up and away from you, or if you have a lot of people bringing this to you and you want them to go away, Sobeck is going to be the best being to work with. And like I said in a lot of my other videos, he's a crossroad deity. Therefore, it's best to do work with him at the crossroads. And the best candles for him is going to be black or red. Just like Eshu, same concept, crossroad. So Ra, because Ra is associated with the sun, he is the Neteru of the sun. Ra, the best colors to work with for him in candles are going to be the same colors as fire, so like yellow, orange, or red. Ra is because Ra is basically the light and what the Big Bang and how we were manifested into this reality in the first place. If you need any help with manifestation, motivation, stronger will, stuff like that, Ra is going to be the best being to work with. So if you need any work in regards to that kind of concept, any candles that represent the color of fire, yellow, orange, red, is warmer colors, is going to be best to burn for Ra. Sekhmet is the lioness of healing and war. The best candle to work for Sekhmet, or to do work with Sekhmet, for healing is going to be red. If you have any situation to where you're feeling really stagnant and you need a little more motivation in life, Sekhmet is going to be the best, one of the best Neteru to be able to work with. She will give you a lot of motivation, a lot of strength. But no, she could be a lot like Hirokuti and Ogun and make you feel really aggressive. She just has a female aspect of that aggression or that aggressive kind of energy. She also is known to be a major healer. So if you have something major within yourself, like a major sickness going on, Sekhmet is the best being to speak to in regards to burning away some major sicknesses. So if you do want to work with Sekhmet, I did make a video on her. So please be mindful of some of these hot spirits I speak of. Always, if I mention any of the beings that represent the color of the candles that are red, any fire colors, please look up on my YouTube channel on how to work with them. This is a warning that any being that has to do with fire colors are always going to be hot spirits, just FYI. So future reference, if you work with any of these beings, please make sure you get some information on them and more detailed and way more detailed answers, because of the ascended beings are a lot easier to work with. You don't have to have so many warnings with them. They're very forgiving and loving. Just a pre-warning, if you do work with any of these beings that I have just listed that work with red candles, just be forewarned, they could be hot. So please make sure you do a lot of your homework, ask me questions, watch my videos before you work with these beings. So yes, Sekhmet works great with red candles, and because she's very associated with flames and fire, they have a lot of crackly candles I'm sure you've heard of that she would like as well. Geb, the best candles to work with him is going to be green or brown. Geb has to do with a lot of the physical realm. So if you need any information, he could be a lot like Oscion. So if you need any information on any herbal healing in regards to you because you're having any physical ailment within your body, any physical pains, like for myself, I have a lot of issues with my neck, my shoulder, therefore I do a lot of Geb work. So if you need any work with your physical body, as in it's already manifested into your health, and you don't know, and you need a lot of healing work from your physical body, Geb is going to be the best Neteru to work with. So Geb's candles are going to be always earthy type of colors. Brown candles can be kind of hard to find, but because brown represents the color of earth, so tan or green ones are a lot easier to find if you want to do any work with Geb to help get some physical healing for yourself. Geb's going to be the best one to work with. Anpu, aka Anubis, who is also a crossroad deity. So if you do any work with him, the best place to do it is always going to be at the crossroad, just like Sobeck and Eshu. And the best candles for him are going to be yellow, and black or gold and black. If you need any doorways open to you, as in doorways of communication, doorways to anything like a job, this type of work, you feel like you're having a lack of communication skills in regards to the other side, because Anpu also has to do with your body parts, he works very closely next to Ma'at. So if you have any health issues and you want to know why these health issues were manifested into this physical realm from the heavens, Anpu is going to be the best being to speak to. He will teach you and tell you why this has happened in your life. And he can actually help you heal from it. He could give you advice as well on how to heal these aspects within yourself. So if you need any of that work done, Anpu is going to be the best one to work with as well. Door openings and helping heal your physical aspects as well. So black and yellow or gold and black. Ma'at, I just mentioned Ma'at here a few times. Ma'at she basically makes the laws of divine order. The basic commandments is basically what Ma'at what represents. She's very, very forgiving. Because she's a very ascended being, the best candles to light for Ma'at are going to be white and light blue. If you are having any situation, we're all having situations in our life. None of us are perfect. If you were, we wouldn't be here. So for any imbalances you are having in your life, if you have any questions like, why do I keep doing this? Why does this keep happening? Stuff like that. How can I stop this? The best being to go to for this is Ma'at. Please know this is not dogma. So you cannot just go to Ma'at and say, forgive me. You have to do the work. This is your soul. This is your life. You came here, therefore it is your choice to do the work or not. So please do not mix dogma with the concept of Ma'at. If you want to do any work with Ma'at, know that she will teach you, but she will not do it for you. When I say she will not do it for you, I mean she will just not save you just because you speak to her. Okay? So please do not mix dogma with Ma'at. She is not like a mean being. If you contact her about why is my health this way, or why do I keep doing these things I know I shouldn't be doing, she's not going to be angry at you. She's going to be very understanding, and she's going to tell you basically what you need to be doing to better your life and help you change your mind in some aspects that you have within yourself so you can move forward into a better lifestyle, or better habits, better thinking, and stuff like that. So if you need any help with that, Ma'at's going to be the best Neteru to work with. So her colors are always going to be white or light blue. Ptah, the best colors are going to be white and light blue as well. Ptah is very ascended. Ptah is actually the Neteru who actually helped create the universe. So he's a very ascended being of Ogun, is basically what Ptah is. His energy is a lot lighter than Ogun because he's very, very ascended. If you need any knowledge of how the universe was created, the physical aspect, he's a very, very, very ascended being. So if you need any information on something that's very beyond human concepts, before we were ever created, why was the physical plane ever created, stuff like that, and you would like to have a higher understanding of why this stuff happened, and you would like to leave your human illusion and to understand from a better perspective or a much higher perspective, Ptah is going to be the best being to work with in regards to that. So his colors are going to be white and light blue. Sikr. I love Sikr. I made a couple of videos on Sikr. He has to do with divine order. Sikr represents the unknown and the unseen. Therefore, he is on the other side of your ego and pride. So if you feel like you want to understand divine order, as in why is everything happening on this planet the way it's happening? Why is everything happening in your life the way it's happening? And you want to be able to see it from a much more godly, higher perspective, Sikr is going to be able to help you see that. But just to let you know, he's very, very, very hard to contact, because if you have a lot of ego or a lot of fear and a lot of pride, any work you do with him, no matter how many candles you light him and how much offers you give to him, if your soul and your mind is not ready to open up and learn, no matter what you do, you're not going to receive the message. So just letting you know, this is the last Neteru I'm going to list on the list of the Neterus in regards to candles, because he is the hardest one to contact if you are very closed-minded. But if you would like to be more open-minded and you are ready to accept an answer that you may fear and accept an answer that maybe you don't want to process, if you are ready to be told something that you're not ready, if you just tell yourself, hey, I am ready to learn something and I'm ready to let go of my ego and pride, Sicker is going to be the best one to contact. So his colors for his candles are going to be black, dark blue, dark purple, or white. And the reason why it seems like these colors are opposite, white always represents very, very ascended beings, and Sicker is a very ascended being. Therefore, white is always best for ascended beings. But Sicker also has to do with the opposite side of things, as in the other side of your ego and the other side of your pride. Therefore, because the unseen is usually typically known to be in the dark, or as in black, that is why black and dark purple and dark blue represents Sicker. If you would like to work with any of the Gede or Loa spirits, these are very, very, very hot warrior spirits. But if you feel like it is your thing, if you feel like you are ready and you're soulfully ready, and you feel like it is in your ancestors' history, and you feel some kind of emotional or heart pull on it, and you feel like it's meant to be, go ahead and work with the Gede and Loa. If you're not sure who those are, go ahead and Google it, Gede and Loa. If you would like to communicate with them, their colors are always going to be black and purple. I'm not going to get a whole lot of information. I'm not going to get into them too much on this video, but if you would like to know more, you just have to Google it. But if you would like to work with them, their colors are always going to be black and purple. Gede spirits for your ancestry line can be all kinds of different colors. It could be hot pink, it could be hot purple, all kinds of different colors. I'm sure you heard of sugar skulls. A lot of those skulls basically represent Gede spirits that are related to your ancestry line. So the more the colorful their altar to contact Gede spirits, the better. But please be forewarned, they are the hottest spirits and the hardest ones you could get rid of, and the hardest ones that once they start doing their work, the hardest ones to stop. So please be very mindful and careful before working with any of them. I would suggest to work with ascended beings and just your regular ancestors first. But if you were to work with any of them, I'm not going to tell you how to. Their colors of their candles are basically just black and purple. So when you do light these candles will communicate back with you from the non-physical realm. So I'm going to just describe really quick on what it means, on basically how the candle is burning within time of you making a request. Let's say you say, hey, so-and-so, I would like this to work, or whatever work that you want to be done. The candle can communicate back with you, and that is the best way for them to communicate with you, to let you know how your request is going on, basically in the etheric realm. So, like I say in all my other videos, if you do any work, always divine first, because you want to make sure you are doing it correctly. And I will tag a video with this video and how you could divine and speak to the other side to find out if there's anything more that you should be doing other than just lighting candles. This is just the basic information. Majority of work should be done with more than candles. This is just basic information on just candle work. But if you have a request from any of these beings or your ancestors, it is best to always divine first and always work with the cross deities. If you are working with the Orishas, always work with Eshu. If you're working with the Neteru, always work with Sobek and Anpu. So, if you light a candle and you do some work, when a candle burns clear, the petition, or in other words, request, has been heard and is being worked on. That's basically what that means. When a clear candle burns swiftly, as in really fast, like let's say you light a 7-day candle and it burns way faster than 7 days, basically what's that saying is the work is being done really fast. When the candle burns slowly, as in more than 7 days, basically that means is the request is taking longer than usual. That's basically what that is. So it's very, very subliminal on how the candle burns. When a candle begins to burn dark for the first few days and then gradually clears up, it means that there was problems in the beginning, but the problems have been overcome and basically the request is being answered. When the candle begins burning clear and then develops darkness, it means that there's problems and obstacles that need to be cleared. When a candle burns cloudy, it means that what you have petitioned or what you have requested may not be understood or is incomplete. It is basically dubious. If this happens, it's best to always divine and kind of find out what the issue is and what's going on. Keep communicating to the other side to find out, therefore, so you know your work is actually working. When a candle burns black, there is a serious problem. In this case, it may not be the request, but it could refer to the environment, the practitioner as in you, the request. In most cases, this needs to be divined to find out what the situation is. Just always know that if it burns really black the whole time, it's always typically a warning. It could just mean that a lot of work is being done, but it's usually a message that you need to find out, what's going on. So always divine and find out why the candles are burning that way. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. That's all the basic information I have. If there's anything that I missed, go ahead and shoot me a message and I'll answer the best I can for you. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mind of Ro. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you could always be notified when I have more magic and love to offer you. And I also have a TikTok and Instagram and Twitter at Mind of Ro. My Snapchat is Little Roro 253. And my business Facebook page is at The Mind of Ro. So I hope everybody is having a magical light day. Namaste.